In the pest control industry, we have what I call the big three: roaches, ants, and spiders. Week in and week out, the big three are our biggest source of calls and our biggest source of callbacks. Well, thanks to the explosion in the rat and mouse populations the past several years, I'm adding a fourth and calling it the big four: roaches, ants, spiders, and rodents. I've been in the pest control industry for 31 years and I've never seen anything like it. Used to, we'd get the occasional mouse or rat call every other week or so. Now, it's almost every other day. Well, today I'm excited to announce the newest weapon that will be available for pest management professionals in our war with rodents: Spectrum X1. The innovative new interior rodent bait station from Spectrum 3D right here in Huntsville, Alabama. As you can see, Spectrum X1 looks like no other current rodent bait station on the market. And that's because it is like no other current rodent bait station. Stay tuned for the next couple of minutes and we'll explore what makes X1 a game changer. I wanted to highlight 5 key design differences between X1 and the current interior rodent stations we've all been using for years. Number 1, notice the massive tunnel and entrance compared to the current stations on the market. In fact, X1's tunnel is more comparable to the large outdoor rat stations, yet still maintains a compact design. Number 2, X1 has a huge feeding area when compared to current interior mouse stations. Why is this key? Because the larger the feeding area, the more mice that can enter the station and feed simultaneously, and the more action you'll get. And the more action a station receives, the more effective. X1 has 4 bait spears pre-made onto the station. No more fiddling with those metal rods with the previous designs. Here we are on site of a large multi-building office complex that has been recently renovated, just extremely nice inside and out, where our contact, the manager, called us and said she's got a major mouse problem. Mice just roaming the hallways openly during the daytime, running in and out of offices and bathrooms like they own the place. So sure enough, we get out on site here and determined after a good thorough inspection that she wasn't lying. Definitely a heavy mouse infestation. Since we're dealing with a heavy mouse infestation, we're going with the maximum recommended label rate of this soft pack product, and it is 6 sachets per placement. As you can see, X1 holds 6 sachets with room to spare. While it takes 2 of these to hold that much bait, X1 gives us an option that's not been available until now. We can put out multiple of these little guys, or we can simply load up our X1, place it out, and you're good to go. Less bait stations placed out with the same amount of bait. And now one station does the job of 2. X1 looks great in a commercial bathroom like this with all the new surfaces. In fact, there's no comparison with the current stations on the market in an environment like this. So with that comes some color choices for the technician. X1 shines with this option. As you can see, we have a white tiled wall and a gray tiled floor. So I chose a white lid with a gray base. And you can just place it back on, put it in the environment, and it just looks great. A lot less noticeable, just doesn't stick out like a sore thumb. What you just saw was a great example of muting. What is muting? Muting is a design term. Basically, it's blending in with its environment. And that is one advantage that X1 has over all of the standard black industrial looking stations that we've been all using for years. What you see here is our brown X1 up against this brown floor and brown cabinetry, and you notice it just goes away. It just blends in. That is muting. Like many of you, I service some really nice office environments. I have nearly 100 white X1s in a lab facility here in Huntsville. Can you see them? Of all the cutting edge features of X1, my favorite is monitor mode. Monitor mode turns X1 into a non-toxic live catch trap for monitoring insects, spiders, rats, and mice. Every X1 is shipped with our proprietary catch insert. It's a 5x2 inch glue board that installs onto the lid of the station. Another cool option with monitor mode is if you don't want to use our proprietary catch inserts, you can also use an industry favorite, the Gluey Louie, which we've all been using for years. For the Gluey Louie option of monitor mode, simply take a folded Gluey Louie, place down into the tunnel upside down. Then take your lid, place onto the station, and flip X1 over to enable monitor mode. Like many of you, I have to carry around these proprietary keys in my pocket all day, every day. One cool feature with X1 is not actually a key that opens it. What if the key to opening it was not a key at all? What if it was how you open it? Well, that's what's cool about X1. Simply take your fingers on the back of the lid in one hand with your thumb on the top. Take your hand, hold the base firmly, and you go down with the base, up with the lid, and tilt back. This action opens X1. To learn more, visit our store page at spectrumx1.com. That's spectrumx1.com. Go there to learn more information and to place your order today.